they forced overtime and missed the game-winning free throw with like a second left or less than that. And we went in overtime and, we did what we had to do to come out with the win.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports Corner. I'm Sean Eiler.
And I'm Joe Billheimer. Tonight we break down the women's first win in 8 games, and we have all the action you could ever want now that college baseball is in full swing.
See what you did there. But first, let's check out what happened Friday when the Flashes took on the Rockets for the second time this season.
That's right, the second time this season. The Flashes took the first contest at home, winning that one. And here, Toledo starting off early. J.D. Weatherspoon, the Ohio State transfer, from the free throw line, sinks it 4-2 Toledo early. Now, these teams were trading buckets early on. There wasn't a stoppage of play until after the 5-minute mark. Now here, Chris Ortiz backing his man down, scores, tie game. Now, next possession, Derek Jackson, flexing, waxing, all alone, drains the three-pointer. Now the Flashes out to a 1-point lead. And then Jackson again. This time he's going to get his man one-on-one and do a little bit what we like to call a circus shot there. 20 points in this one. And then Brewer, right before halftime, gets the ball on a breakaway. Too easy for him. 36-32 is your score at halftime. Now let's take it right to the end because this was a crazy game. Less than 20 seconds. Rockets down 4. Booth for the three-pointer, no good. J.D. Weatherspoon gets it and completes the old-fashioned three-point play. And now Toledo only down 2 points in this game after such a long game. Freshman Stuckey Mosley, his only shot of the game goes in, and we are going to overtime, and it all came down to one play here. Nathan Booth throws it away. That's not it. Throwing it to Manti Te'o's girlfriend, if you ask me. Throws it out of bounds. Kent Ball, and then Chris Brewer just doing it all, putting the dagger in this one. 21 points would lead all scores, and the Golden Flashes hold off Toledo 76-75. And that big win over the Rockets was the Kent State Golden Flashes' 4th game. Not their 4th game of the season or conference play. It was their 4th consecutive game without leading scorer Jimmy Hall, who's been ill. And while the Flashes have fared well without the big man, going 2-2 with losses to some of the best teams in the MAC, including Buffalo and Akron, they sure are missing his 15.1 points per game. Here's a stat that'll show you just how important he is. In the team's first 8 MAC games, the Flashes were out-rebounded only 3 times, including the blowout of Buffalo. Since Hall's injury, however, in the 4 games played, the Flashes have been out-rebounded every single time. There's still no word on whether the redshirt sophomore will be back this season.
We are now joined by Kent State beat reporter Stephen Means of the men's basketball team. Stephen, you've been following the team. Jimmy Hall's been out. They finally got a win, but what has his absence meant to this team?
I think it's affected Devereaux Manley and Derek Jackson more than anybody else. Both of them are playing 39 minutes a game over the last 4 games. Devereaux Manley shooting 28% from three-point range. He's not used to doing that, being their best shooter.
Seems like a lot of pressure on that backcourt. Now, with that being said, moving forward, how are the Flashes going to continue to win with the absence of Hall?
You can't just depend on that backcourt. You've got to also have role players who contribute as well. No, they're not Jimmy Hall. They're not going to give you 15 and 7 apiece, but they can make up enough for what Jimmy Hall loses.
Flashes are going to be looking forward to the return of the big man. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you.
And now looking at the upcoming Kent State men's basketball game, a big game this Wednesday on the 18th. Ball State coming in 7-16, a bit of a trap game for the Flashes, so we'll see if they can avoid that. And then a couple of days later at the Party City Kitties, 9-14, a really, really off season for the Cats there in Ohio. And then Miami will be traveling out there, 9-16 there, and then Buffalo at home on 2/28. That is going to be a tough game. The 15-9 Bulls come into the MAC Center. And this Wednesday provides a prime opportunity for the Flashes to put together 2 wins in a row. Now, earlier today, our Noah Castro went to practice and talked to a few of the players about how they plan on avoiding that what could be a trap game against the 7-win Ball State Cardinals.
Here at the Memorial Athletic Convocation Center, where the men's basketball team is finishing up their practice and preparations for their next conference game. That's this Wednesday night, hosting the Ball State Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals come in with the worst record in all of the MAC. Kent State, they are one game out of the first place spot in the MAC East with 6 games remaining on the season. Earlier today, I had a chance to talk to Dev Manley and Derek Jackson all about their season and what to expect this Wednesday night.
We're just preparing for them like anybody else, you know what I'm saying? We're not worried about them being the worst or, we feeling ourselves after this win against Toledo.
Like you said, it's a trap game very, very much, like we can come out flat and also knowing that we can beat them, but we just got to stay focused and look at the bigger picture. We know we have a chance to win the MAC or, maybe tie with somebody, so we just got to take it one game at a time.
Action starts this Wednesday at 5:30 here at the MAC Center. The first 500 fans will receive a free T-shirt for Pancake Night from the Memorial Athletic and Convocation Center at Kent State University. Noah Castro, TV2 Sports.
Never say never seemed to be the motto for the women's basketball team over the weekend. The 3-19 Flashes hosted the 10-11 NIU Huskies at the MAC Saturday afternoon in the annual Play for K game, a game dedicated to honoring survivors of cancer and those still fighting. A fight the Flashes know all too well as head coach Danielle O'Banion is currently fighting lymphoma. Inspired, hungry, and full of fight, the Flashes took NIU down to the wire. So let's take a look at the highlights. We see here Melanie Stubbs. She'll be all over this highlight. Hero, we'll still wait and see. But fourth quarter, starting off, because that's when all the action was. She finds Jordan Kernick inside. Kent goes up by 1, 46-45. Then Kornick again misses both free throws with 27 seconds left. Coach, you got to get the girls on the line, get them practicing. But they're on top 50. But we take a look right here. Slow-mo, foul. And now they're only up. It's a tie game. Coaches or refs looking at it right there. Adds 22 seconds, and that's all they needed. Melanie Stubbs with the jumper. It is good. Here's both of the heroes on the win.
It feels really good. We just need to take this win and build from it, and hopefully, try to get the next win. But we just have to go in practice tomorrow and work hard, and the next day, and keep getting ready for each game.
We're very fortunate. I'm very proud of our players and excited for them that they found a way to get it done today. Because sometimes, quite honestly, you kind of lose that little bit of swagger, even though you're working hard and prepping well every day. Our players needed to have more points than the other team when the clock zeroed out today. So.
We're now joined by Kent State beat reporter Quentin Smith. Quentin, what were the keys of winning this game for the Flashes?
Sean, the reason the Flashes were able to finally shake loose and snap their losing streak is because they dominated in the paint down low and they dominated on the glass. Now, the team scored a combined 24 points down low in the paint and were led by senior C.C. Shannon with 11 of those points. But also, they won the rebounding battle. They out-rebounded their opponent 38-19, Sean. They grabbed twice as many points as their rebound. But lastly, they made their free throws. They shot 80% from the free throw line, and when the team needed it most, they stepped up in the end and made the free throws count.
Seemed like an all-around complete game effort by the Flashes. So with that being said, they travel to Buffalo on Wednesday. What's it going to take to get another win?
Well, Buffalo is a tough opponent. Buffalo is on a hot streak. They're 5-1 in their past 6 games. But the downfall to Buffalo is they commit 19 turnovers a game, which is worse than the MAC. So I believe if the Flashes come out, set the tone early defensively, force Buffalo into some early turnovers, I think they'll be fine. As long as the Flashes don't turn the ball over themselves, which is mainly, I think they'll be fine.
Thank you very much, Quentin.